This is not the best season for mecha games, but might be for extraction RPGs. Today, we talk about musical adventures, lost player progress, lawsuits, and more. You might be familiar with the Diablo rival and action RPG Voltsen, which was quite popular a couple of years ago, although not flawless either. Last year, they ended support for the game and also shut down its multiplayer functionality. The studio behind it, Voltsen Studio, has since been working on a new multiplayer game, dubbed Project Pantheon. This is not just an isometric ARPG, but actually an extraction RPG. The story is heavily based on mythology and set in a world where all gods from different pantheons, including Norse and Greek, have been slain. Their massive celestial remains now make up parts of the landscape, and during matches, you are exploring them actually. What will you be looting then, you ask? I don't even want to know. But what I do know is that this sounds like it's going to be as dark as an ARPG can get. And if that's right down your alley too, you can now sign up for closed alpha testing on their website. If you've always wanted to make some digital music with friends near and far, but didn't exactly want to start a garage band, check out this new game announcement. Majam is an online co-op musical adventure game where you jam with fellow musicians, crafting the perfect melody into magical songs to fight against monsters. The magical part isn't just the ancient instruments, but also a colorful game world filled with shrines, puzzles, and secrets. All solved through the power of friendship, music. There's no release date yet, as it's still in development, but you can head over to their website and register for a pre-alpha playtest this September. It'll be on PC for now, but cross-platform is planned for later on. With the release of Borderlands 4 drawing closer, a new developer interview has shed some light on the setting, and it sounds darker and more ambitious than ever. The core narrative will explore themes of oppression, surveillance, and madness, contrasted with freedom, rebellion, and resistance. Kairos, a prison planet, serves as the main setting of the game. Its civilization is in lockdown, not because of a pandemic, but under the iron rule of a mysterious figure known as the Timekeeper. This omnipresent antagonist enforces control through cybernetic implants embedded in every citizen's neck, the so-called bolts. They let him monitor, manipulate, and even possess people directly. As tension rises across Kairos, players will step into the chaos as one of the new Vault Hunters, joining up with factions like the Crimson Resistance to fight back against the Timekeeper. Each zone on the planet is controlled by unique commanders and their respective factions. Some loyal to the Timekeeper, others far less so. Take the Ripper Queen, for example, who has torn out her own bolt and now leads a legion of unstable, bolt-free followers. The devs promise a standalone experience, no need to catch up on previous entries. Though the game will still be deeply connected to the Borderlands universe, with plenty of fan-favorite elements returning in fresh ways. Like Claptrap, who, believe it or not, now comes with his very own volume slider. So if you've ever wanted to mute the little fella or cranking up to 11, you'll finally get your chance. Just 3 months after its early access launch, Steel Hunters is already shutting down again. The free-to-play mech shooter developed by Wargaming, best known for World of Tanks, will sunset this October, following low player engagement and mixed reception. Despite its futuristic setting and team-based mech battles, the game peaked at just over 4,000 concurrent players. Numbers that just aren't sustainable to continue development. The service will stay online until around October 8. Until then, all hunters, even unreleased ones, are being unlocked for everyone. Custom games will also be enabled, and a farewell tournament is in the works. So if you want to give it one last shot, now's your first and final chance to experience the game in its completest form. While the looming release of Mecha Break may have contributed to Steel Hunter's struggles, that title isn't faring all that well either. Mecha Break had a strong start, with its February demo peaking at over 300,000 players, despite mixed reactions. At full launch, it still pulled in a solid 132k concurrent players, placing it among the top 10 peaks of the year. But just a week later, that number had already been cut in half. Combined with over 5,000 negative Steam reviews, the outlook is quickly shifting from mixed to concerning. And while people are praising the fun gameplay, major complaints center around the microtransactions. This just goes to show how significantly monetization impacts a game's reception. So, if it does eventually fail, hopefully it serves as a lesson for greedy companies moving forward. Developer Funcom has apologized to Dune Awakening players and promised to restore missing items and vehicles after a series of, let's say, unfortunate events. After having changed some of the PvP endgame zones into PvE zones, this change was reverted again by a subsequent patch. To fix this issue, the developer deployed yet another build to revert those zones back again. This, however, kicked off the Coriolis cycle, which in turn resets the deep desert and wiped all camps and belongings off the map. And although these are promised to get refunded as soon as possible, the player base wasn't exactly thrilled. Last week, we talked about the sudden leadership changes at Subnautica 2's developer Unknown Worlds. At the time, publisher Krafton still confirmed that an early access release would happen this year. Now though, that date has shifted to 2026, a move that not only affects players, but reportedly also means a $250 million bonus for the dev team tied to release revenue will no longer be unlocked, according to Bloomberg. In a statement by Charlie Cleveland, ex-CEO and founder, they have now filed a lawsuit against Krafton. Although Chrono Odyssey is targeting a late 2025 release, it may face delays after the June closed beta revealed significant issues. The team acknowledged both positive feedback and major concerns, including combat responsiveness, animations, camera behavior, performance, and graphics. The first planned fixes include revamped combat mechanics, a new weapon progression system, camera improvements, and optimized asset rendering. Graphical enhancements like DLSS, FSR support, and improved shaders are also in progress. Later improvements will focus on UI, UX, audio, progression, and server stability. On a positive note, Chrono Studio emphasized quality and transparency, stating they won't rush the game before it's truly ready. If you want to have a look for yourself, check out our dedicated video on the topic. Mirthwood, a darker, more grittier version of Stardew Valley, finally got its first co-op update. You are now able to complete everything together in co-op, either locally or by using Steam Remote Play. Fortunately, this system is not just slapped on top, but comes with new mechanics for individual inventories, skills, revive mechanics, and even marriage between the players, and the possibility to have children. The option of online co-op is planned for later this year. If you're sick of being the hero and instead want to be the final boss in a MMORPG raid for once, get ready for Noobs Are Coming, a brutal synergy arena roguelike with 4-player local couch co-op. Their solo dev, Overboy, reached out to us and asked if we wanted to try out his Brotato meets Binding of Isaac passion project. And we sure did. Thank you, Overboy, for the review key. Nox and I picked our dungeon boss and our first fun gadget, with many to follow, from melee to ranged weapons and summoned minions like little ketchup tomatoes. You never know what you get next. This is not our typical genre to play, but surprisingly, we had so much fun trying it out and reading to each other what the little noobs had to say. It was hard to draw. There are a lot of fun gaming pop culture jokes and we loved it. The runs are short and chaotic, and in typical roguelike manner, no run is the same. Noobs Are Coming is coming to early access on Steam on July 15. It is Steam Deck verified and there is a free demo to try out. If you like Brotato, Vampire Survivors and similar games, definitely go check it out. But that's all for this week. We wish you a ton of fun in co-op with your favorite people and we'll see you again in the next one.